In case you haven't already picked up on it, there's been a thick cloud of uncertainty in the air these days. That funky feeling that it's not time to make any bold moves. That spidey sense that holds most of us back from making decisions to move forward or start that thing we were planning on starting. That new business, that new building expansion, that second or third location, that new ADAS or glass division, or maybe just making the new equipment or technology investments we know we need to make, right?
Mind wrench whispers truth so clear. Tits that drive away the fear. Rib-race voice cuts through the noise.
Welcome to the Mind Wrench Podcast with your host, Rick Sellover, where minor adjustments produce major improvements in mindset, personal growth, and success. This is the place to be every Monday, where we make small improvements and take positive actions in our business and personal lives that will make a major impact in our success, next level growth, and quality of life.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mind Wrench Podcast. I'm your host, Rick Sellover. Thanks so much for stopping in. If you're a returning listener and haven't done so already, please take a minute and click the follow or subscribe button and then rate and review the show. When you rate and review the show, the algorithms for Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and all the other platforms will see it's valuable and show it to more people that have never seen it before. And hopefully it can help them too. I would really appreciate your help sharing this word with your friends and family as well. And if you're a brand new listener, welcome. I hope you find something of value here that helps you in your personal or professional life as well. Please make sure to click the subscribe or follow button so you never miss another episode. All right, did you notice anything there at the beginning of the show? You know what I'm talking about, right? Yes, I changed the intro music. Okay, be honest. Did you love it? Or at least like it? Or did you hate it? Please let me know. You can text me right in the episode or hit me up on social media, but your opinion matters. I'd really like to know. A couple months back at the AASP Illinois event, I was talking with my buddy Mike Anderson, and he shows me this really cool app he's been playing with that you just give it a couple prompts and a couple personal facts, and AI will make a song in any style you want in probably less than 30 seconds. It was really cool. He showed me on it. He did a couple of them real quick. So, of course, I had to download the app and try it myself. So this is my first stab at it. So what do you think? If you're interested in trying your hand at it, download Suno, S-U-N-O. I'll leave a link for it in the show notes. Anyways, speaking of Mike Anderson, I'll be celebrating my 200th Mind Wrench episode very soon. That's right, 200. I still can't believe I've stuck with it this long. I mean, I started this way back in the beginning of COVID, but now I just love doing it so much, there's probably no end in sight for me. Anyways, I had the chance to interview my hero in this industry, Mr. Mike Anderson, the founder of Collision Advice and the Spartan 300 groups, for my 100th episode a few years ago. So then when I called Mike and I asked him if we could do another interview for my 200th, there was absolutely no hesitation. He said, "Of course, sir, I'd be honored." So make sure you don't miss this one coming up in a few weeks. You know it'll be great with Mike and full of great information. In case you haven't already picked up on it, there's been a thick cloud of uncertainty in the air these days. That funky feeling that it's not time to make any bold moves. That spidey sense that holds most of us back from making decisions to move forward or start that thing we were planning on starting. That new business, that new building expansion, that second or third location, that new ADAS or glass division, or maybe just making the new equipment or technology investments we know we need to make, right? Ever since election time of last year, people are watching the news more to see what's going to happen next. The stock market's kept us on the edge of our seats. Although it's been quite a roller coaster ride the last few months, the plain fact is the news doesn't know what's going to happen next. They can't predict jack squat. They can't even get the next day's forecast right. You know what I'm saying? What the mainstream media does well is keeping people fearful, and that keeps their attention, which means keeps eyes on their station, which keeps their revenue stream flowing in. I've attended several collision conferences over the last couple months, and although there are shops just killing it out there, setting records, winning awards, unfortunately, many shops want to focus on the slowdown of volume coming to their doors. What many shops fail to remember right now is much like most other service businesses, collision has always been a cyclical business, right? It slows down during back to school season or summer or spring break or summer vacation or the holidays or whatever, but it's always been like that. The only variation's been the last, almost 4 years of post-COVID steady backlog of work. That's finally right-sized itself. I've heard a lot of people complaining about how hard things are now and how it's not easy to start a business or buy a home or afford a good life or save for retirement. Recently, I was listening to a clip from one of my favorite motivational speakers and Tony Robbins' first mentor, Jim Rohn. Jim was talking about how easy it is to be successful right here in the old US of A. Now, most of us forget that many of the most successful businesses, the icons of American dream, started in the absolute worst of times, during devastating recessions or even depression. Ultra-successful companies like Uber, Airbnb, and Venmo all started during the 2008-2009 recession. Revlon and Disney, just to name a couple, started during the Great Depression. And others like Microsoft, GM, Allstate, CNN, Goldman Sachs, Hershey, IBM, and Hyatt all started in different periods of recessions. Now, Jim Rohn does a great job reminding us of how simple the formula to success really is, especially in America. And it just boils down to a few basic rules to follow. Here's Jim.
There's some simple, easy, basic reasons why people like I at age 25 am broke, not destitute, but broke, pennies in my pocket, nothing in the bank, way behind on my big mouth promises, not doing well, wondering what went wrong. It's too easy to figure out what went wrong. And then it's too easy to change it, to fool with all the spooky nonsense that's going on today. So just pass on all that. Just some good, basic, fundamental, solid stuff that kids can understand, right? Kids don't need their own private psychic, to try to help them figure out the future. This stuff's too easy. Getting rich is too easy. I got rich by the time I was 31. Here's the best advice I give my teenage friends. It was easy. What can I tell you? It was hard? No, it was easy. I'm a millionaire by 31. Let me tell you how I did it. I got 3 reasons why I got rich by the time I was 31. Let me give you those. Here's number 1. I lived in America. I mean, how lucky can you get? America's easy. That's why everybody wants to come here. People haven't plotted and schemed for 50 years saying if I could just get to Poland, everything would be okay. No. The boat people are not desperately trying to get to Vietnam. No. They're not squeezing through the fence to try to get into Mexico. No. Neil Diamond says, looks like everybody's heading for. They're all coming to America. Why? Everybody wants to come here. By every means possible to get here. Why? Because America's easy. So if you go home with anything, go home with that. Mr. Rohn reminded us that America's easy. He got rich by the time he's 31. America's easy.
If you're looking for a competitive edge for your business or a more effective jumpstart to your personal development, I'll make your first step super simple. It is a fact that an incredible number of the most successful business owners, nearly half of the Fortune 500 companies, top-earning professional athletes, entertainers, and industry leaders like Microsoft's Bill Gates, former President Bill Clinton, Oprah Winfrey, Richard Branson, Amazon's Jeff Bezos, and Salesforce Mark Benioff all have one thing in common. They all have at least one coach, and some have several, that they work with on a consistent basis. Someone that helps guide, mentor, and support them, challenge them, help them set and achieve goals that move them forward, and then hold them accountable to follow through, driving personal and professional growth. Working with a coach has many substantial benefits. Just for an example, 80% of coaching clients report improved self-esteem or self-confidence thanks to coaching. 99% of individuals and companies that hire a coach report being very satisfied, and 96% would do it again. If deep down, you know it's time to make those improvements in your business, your personal life that you've kicked down the road year after year, if you're tired of knowing there's a better version of you waiting to shine, but unsure of how to bring that version to light, if you're tired of wanting to enjoy a more successful business, but not sure how to start, and if you don't want to go another 12 months without better results, but you don't want to go it alone, then take the first step. It's super simple. Sometimes talking to the right person can make all the difference. Go to www.ricksolover.com/contact, and I'll set you up with a free consultation call with me to see if one-on-one coaching is right for you.
Bangladesh is hard. Just take that home. Here's the average yearly income in Bangladesh, $120. That would be Hard. Tell me hard versus easy. So America's easy. Cambodia would be hard. The Khmer Rouge killed 2 million Cambodians to make communism work. That's hard. America is easy. India would be hard. They got their challenges these days. Tough. America's easy. China would be really hard. Underline really and make a study. It's hard. America's easy. And now, in about 90 days, you can have that memorized. Tell you, that's all you need. I got rich by the time I was 31. I lived in America. America's easy. Now, here's number 2. I found an opportunity. That's all you got to do in America, search for an opportunity. Take the first one, right? Try it. If that isn't it, it leads to another. One door closes, another door opens. This is what's exciting about America. It's full of opportunity. A chance to try, and then what? Try again, and then what? Try again? Never run out of opportunity to try. See if you can't better your life and your health and your future and your bank account and your income. Make your fortune here. I lived in America, number 1. Found an opportunity, number 3. Number 2, here's number 3. I found a teacher. What a grand and glorious, unique thing that was for me at that time in my life. I found a teacher willing to teach me. And his teaching came in 2 parts. Here's what it was. Very simple. Number 1, Mr. Rohn, you have evidently messed up between ages 19 and 25. Now, I could understand that. But he didn't leave me there. He said, now here's the answers on how to change it all, the next 6 years, so that the next 6 years won't be like the last 6. What an incredible teacher. Taught me how to have a whole brand new 6 years. First 6, what? I messed up. Second 6, what? I got it right. Second 6 years, I became a millionaire. During that second 6 years, the government was about the same. I'm telling you. Interest rates were about what? The same. The pay scale was about what? The same. Lord knows my negative relatives were the same. Circumstances were about the same. The economy was about the same. The unions and their philosophy was about the same. What was going on around me was about the same. Then how come I got rich that second 6 years? I was not the same. I changed. You say, well, Mr. Rohn, if you can do that, can anybody do it? Yes, I invite you on that journey. Anytime you want to. You can stay the same so that the next 6 years will be like the last 6. Take a look at the last 6 years. And I'm telling you, the next 6 years of your life is going to be like the last 6. Unless you change. Or unless you want to count on this short list that we call not much list. Most everybody's counting on this not much list. What if all of your negative relatives turn positive? What would that do for your future and your fortune? What? Not much. Not much. What if prices came down a little? What will that do for your future? I'm telling you, not much. If the economy gets a little better, what will that do? Not much. Now that the Democrats are in power, what's that going to do for your future? Not much. We could get a good debate going here. If the Republicans would have stayed in power, what would that have done? Not much. Hey, we could get a good debate going here. I'm telling you, it's a not much list. If you don't make plans of your own, guess what? You'll probably always fit into someone else's plans. Guess what someone else may have planned for you? Then what's going to make the difference? You're going to have to make the difference. You're going to have to take charge. Now, Mr. Schoaf, my teacher, gave me a promise, and I want to give you that promise now on this November day, 1992, Anaheim, California. Here was the promise I got, and I bring it to you. Here's what my teacher said. If you will change, Mr. Rohn, he said, if you will change, everything will change for you. You don't have to change the government. You don't have to change prices. You don't have to change taxes. Forget all that. He said, if you will change, everything will change for you. And the first thing you start changing is what? Your philosophy. You start changing your mind. You start changing how you think. You start picking up new ideas and information. Gather new knowledge. Make better decisions about what's valuable. And I'm telling you, if you'll do that, your whole life will change. Your health will change. Your relationship with your family will change. Your ability to cope with challenges and problems will change. I'm telling you, income, promotions, all of it will change. If you will change, it'll all change. If you won't change, it isn't going to change. You can keep your fingers crossed if you want to and hope they'll straighten it out. You can wish for the wind not to blow quite as severe, but I'm telling you, wishing for the wind to change in your favor, we call naive at best. Don't do this any longer. Wish for a better wind. The key is to wish for the wisdom to set a better sail. Utilize whatever wind it blows to take you wherever you want to go. That is the philosophy I picked up at age 25, and it revolutionized my whole life. And here's what I found. I found it was easy. I got rich by the time I was 31, and it was easy. Now, here's my definition of easy. Got to jot this down. My definition of easy, meaning something I could do. I figure if it's something you can do, it's easy. Now, here's a parenthesis. Parenthesis. I worked hard at it. I found something I could do, which was easy, but I worked hard at it. I got up early and stayed up late, worked hard that 6 years. But what I did was easy, meaning it was something I could do. You say, well, Mr. Rohn, if it was so easy, how come everybody else around you during that 6 years, how come they didn't get rich? Here's why. It's easy not to. How else would you describe it? That's it. You say, no. For all of the rest of them, it was hard for them and it was easy for you. That's not true. You couldn't debate me on that in front of this intelligent audience. But here's the challenge. Let me give it to you in a philosophical phrase. I tend to be a little philosophical. Here it is. The things that are easy to do are also easy not to do. That's the difference between success and failure. So you've got the choice here today of one of two easies. Easy to or what? Easy not to. I can give you in one sentence how I got rich by the time I was 31. Here it is in one sentence. I did not neglect to do the easy things I could do every day for 6 years. Underline. I did not neglect. That's the key. I found something easy I could do that led to fortune, and I did not neglect to do it. Major reason for not having everything you want in America. Major reason for not having more of what you want in America. More health, more money, more power, more influence, more everything. Major reason why you don't get it. Simple answer. Neglect. Neglect. And here's the problem with neglect. It starts as an infection. And if you don't take care of it, it becomes a disease. And here's what else is the problem. One neglect leads to another. Neglect to do wise things with your money, you'll probably neglect to do wise things with your time. Neglect to do wise things with your time, you'll probably neglect to do wise things with your business. One leads to another, leads to another. Pretty soon, neglect has you by the throat, emptying your purse, emptying your heart, emptying all of your chances for equities and power and all the good things. Neglect. What if you should be walking around the block every day for your good health and you don't? I'm telling you, you're on the wrong track. You should do it, you could do it, you don't do it. That's called formula for disaster. All you've got to do is let that and a few other things accumulate for 6 years, and now you're driving what you don't want to drive, wearing what you don't want to wear, living where you don't want to live, doing what you don't want to do, maybe having become what you really didn't want to become. I'm telling you, that's it. Just neglect along, drift along, and it's got you by the throat. It'll take all your values, leave you with just a little bit of dust in a summer wind, and it'll soon be gone. I hope I said that well. That's it. It's where I found myself at age 25 until my teacher came along and said, Mr. Rohn, up till now you've messed up. Let's see if we can't clean that up, change it all. I did. Changed my life. Not just the money, all the rest of the values that came pouring in when I understood that it was me. It was me.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that clip from Jim Rohn. The complete talk can be found on YouTube. Just search for Jim Rohn, Challenge to Succeed Fast. And I hope it inspires you even just a little not to stall out on your next moves and have a little faith that you can accomplish whatever it is you wish to just by following the simple path Jim has laid out. I'll leave you with these two thoughts. Businesses are born every single day in every single country on earth. Don't let anyone or anything scare you out of building yours. And as Henry Ford quoted, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you'll be right. Well, that's all I had for you today. Thanks again for tuning in. I really appreciate your support, and I hope you have a great week. I can always be reached at www.ricksillover.com, where you can find all my social media links, podcast episodes, blog posts, and much more.